The Falls Count Everywhere podcast would like to mention our friends of the following. We Talk Wrestling. For the one-stop you need for the most intriguing stories and headlines, and info on independent shows in multiple regions, We Talk Wrestling has you covered. Subscribe to Facebook's #1 interactive community for professional wrestling today. Pro wrestling on Tuesdays are a blast with the Wrestle Talk podcast. Join the Night Owl, DJ Big Sexy, Luke Roberts, The Alpha, Jay Wade, Nightmare Jones, and many others as they bring you the hottest takes on the major circuits, showcase interviews with various indie stars, and the only place to get news on the most popular fantasy wrestling promotion, the FWWC. Catch them every Tuesday night at 7 p.m. Central. Find all of their media outlets on their website at WrestleTalkPodcast.com.
Before each and every show, we like to remind our audience that freedom is never free, and all of us should be grateful to those who lay it all on the line. To all our first responders, military, and volunteers that help our nation every day, we love you and appreciate the sacrifices you make to protect all of us.
Get ready for episode number 143 of the Falls Count Everywhere podcast, as we welcome one of the legendary wrestlers out of the Southwest, known for perfecting speed, power, and rage all in one inside the squared circle. The Raging Bull, Manny Fernandez. This podcast is scheduled for one episode, where falls count everywhere.
We're kicking it right off here, guys. We're not waiting for the horn. We're just going to get right into it here. It's episode number 143 of the Falls Count Everywhere podcast. And we are back here live with all three of us here at the helm. Of course, rough cut Rick Ruby here on the top left. Of course, to the top right, the jump to mouse, Zmiz. And of course, we've got GQ here down at the bottom here doing a little like usual. Looking more snazzy than either one of us, Z. So, I mean, he could have been traveling and doing some real work today, unlike us. But
I actually was. I'm working on a project with Ari Lehman, which, if those in our horror fans know, that's the first Jason, the boy in the lake.
Unlike us, but
I actually was. So,
my bad.
I was gonna say he's gonna have me start flipping again.
My bad.
Who's going to be in
I know
the STL area soon, though? I'm moving on past the whole glitch there that he just did. So
yeah, but maybe what he was doing, like what everybody else here should be doing. Make sure you're sharing us on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch at Falls Count Everywhere, and of course on X at FCE Podcast, because that's where we're broadcasting.
Yeah,
live
I was promoting
right
from the studio. I was promoting.
Yes,
some sharing.
We got our own
Get
studio
it out there.
You know, right here at the LTX studios. Here's where I'm at, in Party of One. And very rarely everybody gets in this studio because it's cluttered mostly. But where I'm not going to go there.
Here's my wife's basement, so there you go.
Yeah, you don't have a man cave; you got a manhole. So I mean,
yes, I'm okay with it, dude. I'm okay with it. Austin's here. How you doing, Austin? Mr. Herb Simmons
here. And let's see, Herb is here. He says, bring on the bull. Yes, sir.
We've already been talking some bull, but let's bring on the actual real bull in a minute.
Yep.
Yeah. Hey, you're doing a whore thing, right? Oh, I didn't bring the paper down for Mania.
Yeah, we'll talk about that later. In fact,
okay.
Because our upcoming shows reel will be coming on the start of our second half of our show here tonight, because our first half is going to be dedicated to our upcoming guest here that we're going to be bringing on here in just one short moment as I introduce him, because he's been at least active in the industry for at least 5 decades, if not more. Coming out of the Southwest, making his name for himself all throughout the NWA, and then later on going to different countries like Puerto Rico and maybe even Canada. But I know he's made his way around, and even wrestled as late as 2022 at his age. But right now, he's actually sitting comfortably in his home. And, we're going to talk about everything regarding with our guest here, his entire career. We want to hear some really good stories as well. So, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, let's bring on our featured guest of the evening. That is the Raging Bull, Manny Fernandez.
What's up, fellas? Hope y'all having a good evening.
I'm getting attacked by little kittens.
All right.
We're having a great evening.
Yeah,
I had a rough one trying to find y'all.
He hides a lot. That's what the problem is. Ruby hides a lot.
No, I was trying to find this thing on my phone. Like I said before, the phone's smarter than I am.
That happens, my friend. That happens.
Wow.
Well, I must say, though, just to kind of break the ice, you got a lovely ceiling. So, I mean,
The trim work is amazing.
there we go.
There we go.
Look at that beautiful man.
Oh. See, I can't see myself like I did with her. Last time I could see myself, I just see you two. So I didn't know if the phone was upside down, right side up, or...
It's all good, my friend.
It's all the way around is what it is.
Oh, there.
Around. So,
fun again. Yeah.
If you can bring your angle up a little bit here, because your face is kind of cut off. There we go. There you go. Oh, you had it. Up a little bit more. There you go.
Right there.
Well, we'll take that. We'll take that. Thank you, sir. Excellent. So we're going to kind of change views here as well. We're going to put you front and center. And, no, I said me front and center. There we go. Okay. So once again, we thank you very much for taking this time to chat with us here. Of course, the Raging Bull Manny Fernandez will be in town in the St. Louis area in about 4 weeks for the big SICW Fan Fest 2, which is going to be a 2-night event. And we're going to talk a little bit more about that a little bit later on in this interview. And in fact, probably toward the end of the interview, because we want to get the scoop here on the Raging Bull, Manny Fernandez. And what I'll say, the Bull was actually one of the guys I grew up watching on TBS in the 80s when it came to the Boogie Woogie Man. And of course, having to deal with Paul Jones, and of course, also his success. We're going to talk a little bit later, not only with Dusty, but also with the ravishing one, Rick Rude. And we'll talk a little bit more about that here in a bit. But I'm going to go ahead and kick things off here for you, Manny. Because first off, like you said, we always like to recognize guys who really make a difference for this country, and that is our military, our first responders, and everything else. And of course, in your younger years, you served your country and fought in the Vietnam War. So, kind of wonder, what branch did you serve? And is there any particular war story or type of situation that you can share with us that stuck with you to help prepare you for what you wanted to pursue after you came back home from the war?
Well, certainly in the Navy, the only experience I got when I got home was people talking crap, and that I keep forever.
Ooh.
We weren't welcome home. In other words, that's always stuck with me. So I don't get into that part of my life. It was something,
Yeah.
I appreciate your opening when you recognize the men and women that serve this country to keep the freedoms of other people that don't even know, that we don't even know. But we fight to keep their freedoms in the world free. And all the men and women serving today. Those are the legends in my world. Those are my legends. I'm not a legend compared to them. I got out after my service. There's still people serving. So,
No, sir.
Getting back home was a nightmare. That's all I can say, was a nightmare coming home.
Yeah.
Especially when I came home to California. in Alameda. And if anybody knows anything about the California, back when the Vietnam War was, all those idiots protesting there, it was kind of not even a homecoming.
Yeah. Yeah. Reading through history, I know that it's not been not really a great experience with that. But of course, at least anybody that tries to fight to keep our freedoms and the way that we live, so we're not so confined or any other type of rule that's beyond us, is definitely, we'd like to recognize those individuals that really put themselves in front of us. So, but we definitely do honor and appreciate you. And at least I thank you for your service. And like I said, I'm sorry you had to come home to that. And I'll tell you, somebody, I'm sorry, it's just me personally. I just hear too many weird things about California, but that's just me.
No, it's not just you. No, it's not just you. Even though I was born in Texas, I got raised in California, and I've hated that state ever since. So,
Yeah.
I'm in California. Every time I go there, I get in trouble. There's something about California I can't stand, so I stay out of there. I stay far away from California.
Yeah. People ask me, what I don't like about it. I'm like, well, how long do you got? I mean, did you pack a lunch? Did you gonna order in
Amen to
DoorDash
that.
for supper? I mean, how long you
Amen
got?
to that.
So, I guess that was. I guess I took that first question here, and I just wanted to kind of see, but obviously, that's not a good time. But we're gonna move on to something better here. I'm sure Zach has got something a lot more.
Well,
Better
yeah,
than
we go from the despise of California to before you getting into wrestling. One of your big passions was the world of football and in the contact sport that is football. Going through college, NFL, and all this. Give us a navigation of that time when you were in the football world, and then what actually made you want to step out of the football world and join the world of professional wrestling.
Well, football was. My mom taught me how to play football. She got him down to 3-point stance and knocked the crap out of me. Almost made me cry. She hit me so damn. My mom was a hell of an athlete. My mom was a 3-star athlete in that Atlanta High School in El Paso, Texas, where I was born. She knocked the crap out of me, man. I almost started crying. She said, "You cry like that, you'll never play this game." And after that, I never cried, and I played football. And I call it legal mayhem because, I was raised with 8 brothers and sisters. We got into fights all the time. Well, football was an escape from my getting beat up by my 5 older sisters. So I got to go out on the football field and hit people and not get in trouble for it. So that was my biggest escape. I love football, man. Football got me a lot. And when I came back from the service, I think football for getting my life back on track. It took me a while. And get my life back on track, get my life back in order after Vietnam. But football was one of the big reasons I got my life turned around, sort of, kind of. I was still kind of look crazy and fight all the time, but I got my life turned around because of football. Went back to football, ended up in a place called West Texas State. My mom got me there too. She found out about a coach who recruited me when I was in high school, and he was coaching at West Texas State. I never heard of. I heard of all the colleges that recruited me out of high school, all the Pac-12 schools, Pac-10 schools back then, all the Pac-10 schools back then, but never heard of a place called West Texas State. Well, when I got there, I found out a lot about West Texas State and a bunch of crazy guys running around being pro wrestlers. It took a liking to me for whatever reason, especially the Punks and Dickie Murdoch and Big Blackjack Mulligan. They were all ex-West Texas State guys. I didn't know that. I wasn't into pro wrestling. I wrestled since I was 8 years old when I was junior high and high school and all that. freestyle, folk style wrestling, they call it. I wrestled on to that. That's the only wrestling I ever knew. You know. And I got to West Texas State playing football, and some guy named Murdoch, Dickie Murdoch, I was nuts because I was always getting fights in the middle of the football field, punching people in the helmet. And he used to ask me, "Are you stupid?" What do you mean not? But I'd get mad and go, "What do you mean by that?" He goes, "What are you hitting people with helmets on for? You go around punching people with helmets on. You think that hurts them?"
You hit them hard enough, it would. I mean, and you were trying. So let's move on now, since you brought up like Murdoch and them. We're at the point where football is done, and you're looking for your next adventure. Um, since you found all of them that were within that down there in Texas with the wrestling and everything, how did you start your journey into getting involved in the business? Like, who were your trainers, and any interesting stories about getting ready to start your career?
Well, first of all, I was never interested in pro wrestling. Second of all, is the way I got involved was totally out of mistake. I was just running along. We were used to report to two days at West Texas State, and one of our deals was for all the offensive linemen, we'd have to run up to Buffalo Bow, and it went right through a place called the Double Cross Ranch. The Double Cross Ranch, and I didn't know it was owned by Terry Funk. I didn't know who Terry Funk was. Kelly Kaninsky's dad, Gene Kaninsky, apparently was a big world champion in the business. So we were all running up there, and Terry Funk was on horseback, and he kept riding up and down, laughing at us, yelling at us, "Run, you fat man, run, get up that hill." And I said, "F you, dude." And Kelly Kaninsky almost had a heart attack. Oh my God, don't say that. Don't you know what that is? I said, "I don't know who the damn he is, and I don't care. He can go F himself."
My dude, yes.
Of course, Kelly Kaninsky had a big mouth, and all that stuff got back to Funk and Murdoch and them. So they decided they wanted to meet me. So that friendship just grew because they took me everywhere. I never asked to go. I didn't want, but they took me everywhere. They'd have matches in Lubbock and Amarillo and Odessa. And I'm like, "Dude, I have curfew." She goes, "Don't worry about it. We contribute to West Texas State. We'll take care of that. You just coming with us." So I was on road trips with pro wrestlers when I was a junior at West Texas State. And they would, they would make me do the driving while they did all the drinking and getting drunk. I was like, "Damn, I'm somebody's butler." I go, I'm no chauffeur of butlers." I'm like,
The Butler
that's,
Bull.
that's how I got acquainted. These guys loved me. They took very good care of me when I was in college. I mean, I wanted for nothing in college. Everybody would just hang around me because these guys loved me and took me everywhere. But I never asked them about it. And, I didn't make it on it. I tried out with the Kansas City Chiefs. Was on the taxi squad and wasn't do that. And of course, I wrestled unattached. I wrestled all my life. I love wrestling, folk style wrestling. And Chavo Guerrero, you know him. He's a great wrestler in the family, great family. Coached me at a Olympic style freestyle meet, and I won the title there. So the guys, Funk and all them go, "Damn, that guy won the damn freestyle, 190 championship." So Chavo Guerrero coached me, and I got back, and they just, I don't know, they just took me under the wing, and from there, after I got released by the Chiefs, the rest was history. They just took me in, and I think the greatest compliment I ever got when I was training was Jack Briscoe. Jack Briscoe was the two-time national collegiate champion at Oklahoma State, and a great wrestler of all time. They asked him about me. He goes, "Well, that kid's natural. You got nothing to worry about him. He's a natural." So, I was very fortunate that I had some of the greatest. I don't, I didn't do that myself. I owe it all to them. All to them that taught me, all believed in me. They rode me around. They drove me nuts. I was their chauffeur. I was their butler. I was a go get their gopher. Go get this kid. Go get this kid. I was everything, but I loved it. I had great something that I'll cherish the rest of my life to the day I die. These guys just took very good care of me, and if you want to name names, they're the greatest that ever lived. you know, these guys are bar none the greatest. In my book, are the greatest that ever lived, and they're the ones that taught me everything. And I just sponged off of them and carried on with my career because of them.
The crazy thing is we we actually got to see one of those greats kids just this past 2 weeks ago finish his story and complete his story while you're starting your story, traveling up and down the roads with the one great dream, Dusty Rhodes. So during your guys' travels, you guys actually managed to pick up some tag team title gold, and this being your first. Give us a little rundown of how the traveling with him and learning from Dusty was, and then getting to win them first tag team titles meant to you.
Um, okay, let's get one thing straight. I was warned about the fat man. That's that, that was Terry Funk's description of him. When I went to Florida after I started the business, they sent me to the best territory to learn under the tutelage of Eddie Graham, another great promoter, and
Yes.
Dusty and Jerry Briscoe. Jerry and Jack Briscoe were there, and they wanted me to go away from where I started the first 8 months of the business in Amarillo. They wanted me to get away and send me somewhere where I could learn. And I was warned about the Fat Man by Terry Funk. And yes, when I got there, with Dusty and everything, he took me under his wing. I never traveled with Dusty. Never trusted Dusty that way. I respected him, but I always paid attention to what Terry Funk told me. Dusty was for Dusty. Yeah, it was no. I respected him. I wouldn't travel. He used to get mad at me because I would not hang out with him. I'd go hang out with the underneath guys like Denny Brown and Mike Davis, Hector Guerrero, all the guys who were down card of me
Hector.
because they were so cool. They were so cool. I mean, that was me. That was, I was handed this business. I didn't, Hector was born into it. Denny Brown fought to get into it. All those guys, these guys handed me the business and they took good care of me. So I never, you know, turned my back on the people that started me. And every advice that they gave me, I kept to heart. I took to heart and I kept it with me. Dusty and I honestly had a love hate relationship because I still was a wild guy with this anger inside that later on, whatever the VA said I had PTSD, I had all this anger still. So I still go out every night and get in massive fights in the bars. Hell, I had a massive fight in Tampa, Florida, in a bar with Harley Race one time. We cleaned out the bar, and all that stuff would get back to Dusty, and Dusty get mad at me and yell at me, and Dusty get on the phone to Terry, or if Terry was in the territory when he came in to work with me, he'd get on the phone and say he's doing it again, got another big fight. So I was always in the doghouse, and Terry'd always be the one that got called and said, "Manny's at it again," and blah 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 blah. I had that love hate relationship, and there at the end, where I just got sick and tired of Dusty's ego and walked away from the business and signed a big deal with Japan and stayed with Japan instead of coming back to WCW. Because I just had enough of Dusty. We got, it was a fallout there, but I always still respected him. But I would never, never. I didn't go up and down the road my rookie year with Dusty Rhodes. No, I went up and
Okay.
down the road and learned all my lessons from two guys that I admire and love, and to this day will never forget what they did to me. Jack and Jerry Briscoe. They did everything in the world to me when I was a rookie, and I enjoyed every bit of it, and I'll never forget. And it wasn't nice. A lot of it wasn't nice. I don't know how many times I got left on the side of the highway, walking a mile or two until they came back to get me. you know, but those are the people that drove me around. Steve Kern, Jimmy Garvin, every now and then, but all the time, the whole 2 years I was in Florida, most of my road trips was me, Jack, and Jerry Briscoe. That was all it is. And I learned
That, that's a
so
car.
much from them.
That's
The only
experiences you
time,
can't buy nowadays. That's definitely experiences you
uh,
cannot get nowadays.
yeah, the only time I went to a road trip with Dusty is second week in the territory. Dusty came and picked me up at my apartment, driving a Rolls Bentley. And when I got to the car, I was like, I know I'm never going to get in this car again.
I think
It
that's
wasn't
probably
a
why a lot of people
lowrider.
respected you. You were yourself. You said what you needed to say, no matter what. You weren't worried about, a spot here or kissing butt here and everything. You just were yourself, and that's what a lot of people respected about you. I think.
Yes, yes, and it got me in a lot of trouble. I was just me. I fought my way all my life. I paid my dues fighting since I was a kid. You know, Nobody handed me nothing. My mom made me earn everything. My mom was my hero. She taught me everything. She made me earn everything. She put me to work when I was 6 years old, picking apricots in the field. So, you know, I learned all that stuff. So, I was in that, and you took me for what I am, for what I stood for. Besides that, I would do what is worse than getting shot at every single day?
Oh,
Some guy yelling at you? Huh? Is it? No, that ain't. What is worse than watching explosions around you? Huh. Getting yelled at? Getting some fool try to kick your butt? No.
What about
And,
what Herb said here?
Oh
Asking
Lord.
about about being tickled by a couple guys.
oh my God. That's one thing that was annoying. That was annoying. I am the ticklish to this day. I am so ticklish when two guys, Bob Orton Jr. and Dickie Murdoch always knew about it because I've known him since I was a junior in college. So he found out about it from the rest of the football players. When I used to get mad and yell at the team, they'd all pitch in and tickle me. So they passed that on to Murdoch, Kelly Kaninsky, wise, the talking microphone. He passed it on. So that got on. And oh my God. They tickled me so bad. I'm not embarrassed. They tickled me so in Japan. They had cornered me and tickled me so much I actually pissed myself.
Welcome to the dojo.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I think about the things and I talk to people like today, right before we got on the deal and I was looking for the podcast. Oh my God, I got to get on the podcast. Everybody's blowing up my phone. All of a sudden, WWE's got an Xbox game and the cover's me and Cena. And all my friends and my nieces and my sisters are all, oh my God, they got you on the cover on the Xbox game. They're making my money. I said, they ain't paying me. They ain't giving me a dime. I may be on the box. I might be on the game fighting Cena, which I'd have no problem beating up, by the way, even at 70 years old. Even at my age, I can still out wrestle his lights out, but I'm going like, well, maybe you ought to give me some money. Hey, I got to do a podcast. Quit blowing my phone up. Yeah, they got me on Xbox. Oh, good for them. You know, yeah, wrestling has always been what I did for a living. This is what I explained. Terry Funk knew it better than anybody. That's why I loved him so much. Wrestling has been what they gave me to make a living. They gave me this opportunity to make it a living. Football didn't because I got released and I thought I could play 10, 12 years. But no, I wasn't that big. I was 6 foot 270. That's not the big. Back in the 70s, in the early 80s, there were monsters on football teams. There weren't these guys like you got today, mean and quick and mean. But back in then, there were big guys. But I wasn't. They gave me this opportunity to make money. So Terry always knew that wrestling was my living. It wasn't my life. It doesn't matter to me what they do or say about, oh, they got you this kind of big deal. Big deal. I'm always going to be a footprint in pro wrestling. That's just part of life. Thanks to the guys that were fantastic with me and taught me everything I know, it'll always be a footprint because of them, not because of me. That's why it doesn't mean nothing to me when people say, oh, they put you on the bus. Big deal. Big wow. It's like everybody's like, wow, you don't got no pictures of you in your house of you wrestling? I said, no. I got pictures of me playing high school football, college football, what's that thing? Me as an amateur wrestler, 2 time state STL champion. Yeah, I got pictures of that. No pro wrestling, no. Ask me where my Hall of Fame plaques is I get from this organization there. They're in my closet. It was my living, not my life. Not my life. My life was the people that put me in this business. They were my life. Those are the people. I didn't see them as wrestlers. I saw them as beautiful people. I saw them as the
Amen to
brothers and
that.
sisters. I saw them as the brothers and sisters that served with me in the military, that served with me to protect our country. That's how I saw those guys. That's how they are to me. You're not, oh, that's Terry Funk. No, Terry Funk was awesome with me. He was like a father to me. Terry always took it. Yeah, he chewed me out. You need to stop fighting all the time. The fat man keeps calling me.
So we're
Those
going
are
to take Dusty out of the picture now. Put him over here and just throw him out of the way for a second. After your tag title run that you had, you moved towards singles competition. What were some of your more enjoyable feuds that you had with in your time in the NWA and AWA, and what were the best matches that you had with them?
well, if anybody's ever watched me in Wahoo, there's no questions that you know, my I could say that about that now, but when I was a rookie, and me and Terry Funk had that match in Orlando, Florida, when he dropped the strap. That's one match that I'll never ever. That's the only video match that I watch because Terry put himself on the line for me. Eddie Graham wasn't all fired up about him dropping that strap to a kid that was I wasn't even a year in the business, and Terry convinced Eddie and Jerry and Terry, not Dusty as much because Dusty's ego, but they convinced Eddie to go ahead and let me try to carry the strap because of the Latin people in Florida. So, that was one of the greatest matches I had with Terry. In the some of the greatest world title matches in the world I had was Harley. But, these matches, these people, oh, geez, I lost my train of thought there. Go back to your question. I got into
Uh,
Terry. I'm sorry.
no, you're fine. You can go on any
Oh,
tangent you
oh
want.
yeah, the
We're really
greatest
good with it.
matches. Yeah, but no, is where we had brutal, awesome. I mean, I've been communicating with his daughter, Cindy McDaniel. Me and Wahoo McDaniel started the feud in WCW, and then went to AWA. Oh my God, I love those matches because they were real. We literally beat the hell out of each other. I mean, he gave as good as he got, and I gave as good as I got. But people really thought we hated each other because we literally did beat the hell out of each other, and I kind of enjoyed that. I was, I'd always get in trouble for stiffing people, but I wouldn't bust them open or nothing in the face. And know where the cross was. I was taught early in my career the cross. Don't ever hit the cross. That's down the nose, the both eyes, and the mouth. The cross. So but I did the back and the chest, and if you couldn't take one of my big forearms or backhands to the chest, big deal. Then get out of the business. That's what I expected from Wahoo. But some of the greatest matches I remember, especially those strap matches. I used to love for him to beat me with those strap matches. Wahoo McDaniel, man, toughness is one of the best. I think the greatest native.
Uh oh.
Oh,
Un momento,
do,
everybody.
did we lose a connection?
Sorry, move on.
It's not on our end. Definitely not.
No, it's not on our end.
I know. I was looking at the signals and everything from it.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Well, we'll wait here for just a moment or so for Manny to come back. Hopefully, he comes back. Or let's see, it should be. I don't know. I wonder if I should do like a system help to boot him out so he can come back in. Let's
Try
see.
give him a buzz.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Let me remove everything else. Just make sure he's. We'll give him about a minute to get things. Because I don't know if he realized he jumped off yet or not. So I'll probably give him about a minute.
The one thing it could have been is if he hit a
Phone
button by
call.
mistake and it got off the screen.
Phone call. I guarantee you got a phone call.
Yep.
Well, like
Probably
I said,
somebody asking, "How's the podcast going?" It's going great. Here he is. Here he is. Here he is. Here he
There
is.
we go.
What happened? What happened, guys? It
You
just lost
froze on
connection.
us.
And oh my! You know what? That's what I hate about these phones. Every now and then it does the same thing. It drops the daggone thing. I'll be talking to my sister or something.
Perfect.
Hold on. We're going back
See what I'm
again.
saying?
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about. This
Sorry.
place, I live in the boonies. Sorry, guys, I live in the boonies, man. I live out here in the sticks, and this happens. When I was talking to my daughter, my new granddaughter, I was going making all kinds of goofy signs, blah 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 blah, and everything died. I
Yeah,
was
you just
talking to
like froze on
myself.
us for a second there. So before the next question is asked, Herb Simmons brought up another thing to ask you about Brody.
Oh, you know, when I talk to Barbara Goodish, she knows how much her husband meant to me. Everybody in this business, outside of Terry Funk, you know, Brody was, I don't know, man. Brody was like an angel to me. When I was going crazy in San Antonio, when I went to San Antonio for Joe Blanchard, and I was just out of control. I left Florida. Wahoo McDaniels was the booker. He brought me into San Antonio. I left Florida and I came to San Antonio, and it was just a cool place. And met a lot of people, and I just Chavo Guerrero was there, and young Tom Pritchard, Tony Conway Jr. And we just go out, and you got to where I got out of control. I actually was going to bars and just picking on people. Hell, I threw a guy off the damn second floor onto a dance floor in San Antonio just for the hell of it. So, when Brody came in, and kind of, West Texas. I don't know what it is about West Texas guys, but Hanson, Brody, Bobby Duncombe, all the big guys from West Texas State, for whatever reason, I guess they got word or something. They took me under their wing and tried to help me out and control me. And Brody was that. He was like an angel. He came in and, I got locked up and thrown in jail a couple of times in San Antonio. And Joe Blanchard getting upset, getting me out of jail. That's when I threw that guy out the second floor, really. And Brody come in and kind of locked me down and getting me to the gym almost every day, going day at 6 in the morning. I'd be out drinking at 3 in the morning. He'd be pounding on my door at 6 in the morning, wanting to go to the gym, and I'm like, "Oh, I can't go to the gym. Get up out of that bed." If you know Brody, you weren't gonna argue with
He'd be one of the ones
him.
that
I
could
was
pull
gonna
you out of
argue.
that bed to take you to the gym as you were right then.
As I were, he didn't care. And I'd go to the gym all hungover and stuff, but he just treated me. When San Antonio had the honor of working him and Bobby Duncombe here with Ted Hansen and myself in six man against Tully and Gino and Big Ten Patton and all those. But Brody always took good care of me, and I was very fortunate. My first tour of Japan ever, Murdoch got me my first tour of Japan. I had Brody and Hansen and Murdoch. Man, I thought I was gonna the luckiest guy in the world to have those guys who were over with the Japanese company until I found out what they were gonna do to me. I don't think I ever made it back home standing up. I never got back to the hotel standing up. I didn't know they could drink that much. But no, they taught me. They took me under the wing, and Brody and Hassel were great though. Because in Japan, I've never been to Japan, and they have, and they're over big time. And I thought it was just wrestling, like wrestling. And the first night I'm in Japan, I'm in a 6-man, me, Brody, and Hanson, and there's Onoki and Baba and Jumbo Teruta, and I'm going out there and I'm wrestling. I'm just wrestling. Woo, woo, woo. All of a sudden, I get my hair pulled by the way. Somebody pulled me by my hair, jerks me in the corner. I go, what the hell? It's Brody and Hanson, and the two words go. They both go. If you don't start kicking these Japanese's ass, we're gonna kick your ass. I said, okay, no problem. after, after that night, the Japanese gave me a nickname called Cemento. You Cemento. With cemento in Spanish means cement. Hey, it was either them or Brody or Hanson, so I chose them.
Makes
Oh yeah,
sense.
of course.
Makes sense.
Wow.
Yep.
That's that is something else. Wow.
Yeah.
Well, once again, yeah. So for those who are, like I said, for those who are watching here, if you have any type of comment or anything here for the Raging Bull, let us know here. Like I said, we're just moseying on here and enjoying our time with them here, and so I've got the next one here. Of course, we're gonna go back to your notable tag team title reigns. Of course, first with Dusty, we've already been that. But then, of course, at least mine that I liked and that I liked seeing you guys in was you and Ravishing Rick Rude having those tag titles, with Paul Jones. And I think you guys might have had them twice. But I know that you guys lost them at the end of May of '87, and apparently
No, we never lost the titles. We never lost the titles. No.
you were stripped.
That's, no, we were never stripped. We never lost them. He kept his belt. I kept mine. But we never lost the titles. The one with Dusty, the only reason that ended is because I was getting in too much trouble. So he kind of, his ultimatum was either you hang around with the top guys and stop getting in fights, or we'll drop the belts. I said, well, drop the belts. It's like I told Jim Crockett when he got mad at me one day. We were under contract, right? He got mad at me and says, we could always take the belts. I said, go ahead, you still got to pay me.
That's fair.
That's right.
Yeah, hey, I'm under contract. You still got to pay me. Take the belt. I don't care. I never cared. But the only time, look, man, I love Rick Rude. Rick Rude was kind of a younger version of me. When I went and started the business, Murdoch told me one rule: shut up and listen, and you'll go a long way in this business. And that's what I did. And I asked Rick Rude the first time we got together because I heard all this. He's stiff, he's this, he's that. I said, dude, if you just listen to me, we can do pretty good because Dusty put you with me because we're oddballs. He knows that I can work my pants off and that you're still kind of green and can't really do too much. So he's doing that just to punish me because I got in trouble. I'm in the doghouse. So if you just listen to me, we could do this and get over. And you know what? He never had a problem with that. He listened great. He was a great tag team partner. When he got sick of Dusty's ego, and me and Rick and the Rock and Roll Express drew more money against each other than Dusty could ever do in the Carolinas. And that wasn't sitting well with Dusty. As you know, he always put us underneath him. And Rude had about enough of it. When the day came when he just had enough of Dusty, he came to me and told me that he signed a deal, has a deal with WWE. What do you think? I said, brother, when I started the business, they told me I was in it to make money. and you are in it to make money for you and your family. You do what you got to do. If that's what you got to do, I'm behind you. I said, you gonna leave your belt? He said, no. I said, okay, well, I'm not leaving mine either. So they had that so-called ghost match in Columbia, South Carolina. Anybody knows the business knows we didn't drop them to anybody. But that's Dusty's way of getting even with me, and I guess punishing Rude. I don't know. Rude didn't care. I didn't either. So there's you can say what it is about that, but all I know is me and Rick Rude left on the best terms ever. I mean, for him to come to me and tell me what his plans were, that's awesome. He didn't have to do that. There was no commitment for him to do that for me. No, none at all. But he did. He
Yeah.
did. Plus, he was like my what should I call him? Like my second. He would always get mad at me because when we go to Philadelphia and all this, I hang out with all these crazy people. Some people that are connected with people in Philadelphia. I get in fights and stuff, and he get mad. When are you not ever going to get in a fight? When can you stop? You
So
know, we had a great relationship. I will never forget Rudy. I'm sorry he passed on, and I know he's up there probably looking down, but he was a great guy and he was a great partner.
yeah. So I mean, so after he departed, I mean, I kind of left you kind of little in limbo here. So I didn't really see you too much after that tag team run was done. So I mean, did he just not have anything for you to cause you to go somewhere else
Oh,
and didn't?
yeah,
Or
that's when I told you I signed with Japan. I
oh,
signed with Japan.
Japan.
I didn't
That's
want
right. Yeah.
yeah. I signed a good deal with Japan, and I had 36 weeks in Japan, something like that, 26, and making $3 grand a week. I didn't care about Dusty's ego anymore. I had enough. I could
Right.
care if he could buy me in or not. I was just like I told him before. We could always take the belt. So take the belt. We could do. We're not going to use you. Well, you still got to pay me. I'm under contract.
Right.
I stay home. I'll stay home. It don't bother me. But I didn't. I went to Hawaii. I went to Hawaii, and Baba saw me, and Baba was in Hawaii, and that's when New Japan, Old Japan had broke up, and I was in Hawaii with my wife, and Baba saw me at the restaurant, and he sent over one of his stooges to talk to me, and I went over, and Baba asked me about coming back to Japan, and I said, well, I haven't been back for a while since Murdoch and them, and he said, well, I'd like you to come back, and I said, sure. He put down a note, a piece of paper, and wrote what he'd give me. I said, that sounds great to me. Let's do this thing. So that. I enjoyed going there because I not only I got Japan, I got to spend time in Russia. I got to go there with Brad Rangans, who was a world champion, would have won Olympic gold in 1980. So me and Brad Rangans got to work out with the two-time Olympic Russian champion, six-time world champion, Hashimikov and Sangiov. So I got to do a lot of things in Russia. And I got to make those guys be my friends. They were crazy. I had them going nuts. I had getting them drunk and stuff. I had a great time in Russia, man. The Japanese took real good care of me because of Brody and Hanson and Murdoch. I was very well taken. They had trips all over Puerto Rico and where else? I just went everywhere because of Japan. So it wasn't a big deal that boom. I even did a little time in Memphis for Lawler and Jerry Jarrett, but that was when I found out they stiffed me on my pay. It wasn't good news for Lawler and Jarrett. I locked them in the room and threatened to, until I got my money.
Yeah, but
Ricky Morton
every
asked,
cent of it too.
hey, hey, you got to ask Ricky Morton tell that story. So funny. Ricky Morton told that story because he told everybody after I had left, got my money and left, the riot squad came down into the locker room, all gear, all riot gear and stuff. And Ricky Morton he started laughing and looked at him. The guy goes, it's so funny. He goes, all you guys for that one man. He goes, he's gone. Y'all missed them.
Wow.
Yeah, I've had some great times pro wrestling. With some very beautiful Ricky Martin. I love him to death. I've known him for 50 years.
Ricky's a good dude.
He's been through a lot. Yeah, he's seen a lot of me. I can tell you a lot. Ricky's been around a lot of my little ventures, but he is a beautiful man, beautiful person, man. Ricky,
Oh,
we go a long ways. We go a long ways. But I
yeah.
lost one of my greatest, dearest friends of all time a couple months ago. When we buried Terry, but and then there was nothing. And then of course Brody, what happened to Brody? So I've lost some very wonderful people, Murdoch and Terry and Brody and some other people that I love. Dennis Stamp guys that grew me up when I was a green kid, took good care of me. Jack Briscoe, and what these young guys today don't understand is the knowledge that these men gave me is priceless. The knowledge that makes me live every day of my life fully is priceless. It's priceless. You'll never get that the rest of your life. You guys will never understand that. Never.
Well, since you actually brought up some of like today's wrestlers and everything, today's wrestling has progressed in a different light than the era that you were telling with the territories in the '80s and everything. One aspect that's not done in the ring as much is the storytelling. Explain how important of an aspect storytelling is and why matches would fail without it. Try to give some advice to
Yeah,
the
well,
upcomers.
the greatest line I ever told is when I sat down with Harley Race one day, right before the first time we had the title match, the world title match, when everybody surprised me that I was going. I've always gone 20, 25 minutes, 30-minute matches, when I was young. And then everybody came to me and asked me how I was doing. Jack and Jerry and Eddie Graham goes, how you doing? Doing okay, a little nervous, the world champion. Otherwise goes, that's okay, you're going an hour with them. I go, what? An hour? Are you nuts? Are you crazy? We're not really doing that, are we? They go, yeah, you're going an hour with the world champion. And I was so scared. Hardy sat down next to me and started to talk to me. He told me this. He goes, don't worry, kid. Just relax. I'm like the puppet master. All I want to do is go out there and pull the people's strings. I will make them dance like a puppet master. I'm in control of the strings. You just follow, and this will be a night off. All I remember, and it was. We went an hour, and I wasn't even breathing hard. It was a night off. I mean, you can't tell stories like that. You got to know what you're doing. He was one of the best ever to control the people, make them stand up, sit down, yell, scream, go silent, start crying. I mean, never seen anybody do it like that, but he did. He was the puppet master. And that's what these people don't get. When they understand for a puppet to dance, somebody's got to pull the strings and somebody's got to follow. And all these guys are about, I got to get my shit in. I'll never forget one night in an independent show, some kid told me that about 10 years ago. He says, well, I got to get my shit in. I said, oh, yeah, you're going to get your shit in, all right.
And we know how that went there, so.
Yeah, I pulled the loose ends on him. You know how loose ends used to handle people?
Mm-hmm.
Lutez he handled me very nicely when he was 70 something years old. So, and he taught me real well.
So you stayed active
Yeah.
all the way up till the 2013. Stayed active and stayed going through there. You decided then to retire and put the boots away in 2013. 3.5 years later, you come back. What made that decision, and what type of uh, shape did you have to get into to stay in and come back at such a late time in your career?
I don't know. I just got the bug, was bored. You get bored. You get bored and sometimes, and, it's just not something that, you get the bug and It's like Terry says, you'll never get out of it, kid. You never get out of it, kid. You'll always have that bug. Well, he's kind of right. In fact, hey, here I got the bug again, and I'm scheduled to do a match on June 15th in South Carolina. And basically, because my daughter talked me into it, she wants my grandchildren to see her grandpappy. Yeah, but I've been working out real hard. I've been running, doing anywhere between 6, 7 miles a day every day for the last 6 months. I'm in great shape. I've got had all the surgery done thanks to the VA. Had both knees replaced, both hips replaced, both eyeballs replaced, my neck done. I don't know when they're going to do my back. I'm 75% titanium. I should be all right.
Before we go on to the last question, though, Herb brings up a name that I like now even more in the business, because my first time doing a podcast with Mr. Ruby and them, this man told me to get out, and why am I even starting this venture down the wrestling world hole? So I need to ask you about Mr. Ron Powers himself. What is your take on the man?
Ron Powers, I met him a long time ago. Ron Powers came to when I was running Global Wrestling Federation. He was a great kid, had a great look, real respectful. He reminded me of the guys in the old days who respected the old timers. Had nothing but respect for the old timers. Just sat down and listened. He would listen. He wasn't this young punk big kid. Big kid, massive kid. He didn't sit down there and try to be all like, "Oh, I know what I'm doing. You don't got to tell me, you old timer." No, he just sat down and listened, took in everything I taught him, and he's just been a great person. I haven't got to see him that often. Last time thanks to Herb Simmons, I got to see him, spend a little time with him. I know he's got a family and proud of him, and he's just a great kid. I mean, I'll always have a lot of respect for Ron, because when he came to me with Butch Reed, it was like Butch did. They just listened to me and did their job. And that's a hard thing to find nowadays. Guys like that.
Amen to that.
Man. Yeah. So, and Ron, I know, doesn't take any bull either. No pun intended. And it's either you're on a good side with the guy or you're not. So.
Yep. Well, have you seen that video of JBL and Ron Simmons talking to Teddy Long about me and Butch Reed when Ron was in the town too, but he didn't go out with us. But have you seen that video of JBL talking about what we did? Me and Butch Reed did at Hooters that night. You'll get a big laugh out of that. You get a big laugh out of that one. Bouncers were going out the window as fast as they were moved. But Butch Reed was no pushover neither.
No, he wasn't.
Nope.
No. I at least in the early part of my career, I got a chance to share the ring with Butch Reed, being in a match with him, and that was only toward the end of my second year in the business, and that was pretty cool. So yeah, he was pretty fun to work. So, yeah. So so we're going to we're getting toward the end, I know, of our time with you here, but we're going to once again stress that you will be at the SICW Fan Fest once again. That is May 17th and May 18th. Like a lot of things are coming up here. Like May 17th is mainly there for the Bill Apter one-man show. May 18th is basically the big thing here. This is where we got about close to 60 legends and stars that have been into this industry, that's built it up, where people reflect back on today. What is the foundation of professional wrestling? And of course, we're getting more names that are announced, like Ross Hart confirmed that he's going to be returning again this year. That was announced earlier today. Like I said, we just got a lot of guys are going to be here. So What are you looking forward to once you come down here? What are you looking forward to on a part of that 2 day extravaganza? And what involvement will you have that the fans can look forward to?
Well, it's good to see all the fans, but all the people that I rarely get to see anymore. I haven't seen Jerry since this past August, the convention in Charlotte, and Steve Kern, and of course a lot of the guys that I ran up and down the road when I was a rookie with. I enjoy seeing them because we are getting older. We are getting older, and the older generation is slowly dying off. So it is an honor to be around them, and it's an honor to share the stories of the old days with one another again, the things we did to each other. I'm doing. Herb Sims always been a great guy. He took good care of me there before, and hopefully me and Herb can keep doing things together. We got things. He's got things coming up, but it's just exciting to see the people. Barbara Goodish, I'll always enjoy being around Barbara. I have a lot of love and respect for Barbara, and she has the same. So, be good things, good bands. I'm inviting some people are coming in from uh, the Carolinas that were at the convention in Charlotte. They want to come down and hang out because when they hung out with me in Charlotte, we had so much fun. They can't forget the fun we had drinking and telling stories and treating the fans like they are. If it wasn't for the fans, we'd be nobody. Number one, we'd be nothing. It's a them that spend their hard-earned money, to come see us and put us on their pedestal. So it's. I always enjoy being around the fans and having fun with them. And when we had the Q&A, I drove everybody crazy, had everybody laughing. So it's just being around the people and seeing the people that I met in Charlotte or driving down, some from West Virginia, some from Charlotte and Virginia, North Carolina, Virginia, to come down to visit the people in St. Louis. So it's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be a great time.
Oh yeah, because I still got images in my mind here from last year when just out from our table, at the end of the night, we got JBL sitting there with Gerald Briscoe, and then of course with Haku, and then, gosh, who else is in that circle? But it's just the guys are just sitting there, just bantering and talking as the night was going on with the cart going inside the ballroom. They were just sitting outside, just having a good old time, just talking. And like I say, I'm pretty sure we're going to see something like that. Probably, I would definitely say that it's going to be happening for this Fan Fest coming up on the SICW Fan Fest 2. There we go, Dave. Get it out. But no, we're going to be there. But I know I'm probably calling a little bit of an audible here because I want to get a really good, like I said, I know you've had other stories here, but what is probably one of your most because I know back in earlier days, guys used to razz each other, prank each other, whatever. So, is there any type of story that you could tell that it's not really too intense? But has anybody played a prank on you, or you played a prank on anybody else on the road, trying to ease the tension here with travels? Any good road story there?
They prank me all the time on the road. I just told you about the Briscoes. We'd go outside. The Briscoes love that marijuana. We used to smoke them at Cheech and Chong joints, big old rolled up Cheech and Chong joints. And that's one thing I could never do. And they had that Lincoln Continental Go Blast. They'd lock all the windows and smoke it up and drive me nuts in the back. Oh my God!
Happy little trees
behind me. And boom, and they would blow it up, and then they'd get out and. Oh, it looked like the daggone movie Up in Smoke because we didn't get out to piss. And all the smoke would come out of the damn car, man. They'd be laughing their butt off, and I'd be standing out there going like, "Oh my God, that's nasty," and not knowing that they're pissing down the side of my legs. One's pissing on my right leg, and the other one's pissing on my left leg. That's what I mean. All these fun things that they did back in the day, there were great ribs on the boys. You couldn't do that today. Somebody, I'm gonna go tell Vince. I'm gonna call the cops on you. Stuff that was it was weird, but it was funny. You're like, oh shit. You're standing
It
out
was
there
weird, but it was
getting
funny.
you're drinking beer, you got your little high, and all of a sudden you're like, "Oh damn, you pissing on my leg!"
Wow.
Yeah. And there's so many things that we did. I mean, I can't even begin to tell you. Those are fun days. Traveling up and down the road, pulling ribs on each other, driving around, passing up the other guy. That somebody got enough beer to last till the morning, and the other guy got a little beer and ran out, and they run up on the other guy driving by. Hey, you got any beer left? You'd be going 90 miles an hour, handing beer out the window to the other car.
90
This is
miles
why
an hour.
Yeah,
Sonny
man.
rules.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's
uh,
nuts. Oh.
yeah. People
Holy.
don't know what they're missing. I'll tell you that right now. They don't know what they're missing.
No, that's all right. I got enough of my own my road adventures in my early years toward the end of the 90s. So I mean, at least I got somewhat of a taste of some road redemption, and I've already had enough of my drunk episodes, and that's that. So I've already
I
had
want to
enough.
smoke
Yeah.
with the Briscoes. That's what I want to do.
That you didn't
I had
know.
I had Daryl sitting right next to me that whole time last year at the Fan Fest, and him and I could have been sharing something. Like, what the heck?
Yeah, no, he just
we
yeah, he just sitting down
were
with
at
you.
the
Wow.
we were at the damn convention in August in Charlotte, and they got this. I thought it was a vape pipe. Little did I know when they breathed out, I'm going like, "Oh damn!"
Yes.
Uh,
Oh, that's some good stuff.
yeah,
Oh man.
those are my brothers, man. Those are the brothers I'll have for life. Those are my brothers. They're like my brothers that serve with me. They're for life. These are my brothers for life, no matter what.
I feel that way about Ruby, so I understand that. I understand that 100%. GQ the same way. Like,
Oh man, no, that's funny though. We get too liberated to know that you're actually relieving yourself on somebody. They don't care. That oh
It's
my
because
lord.
you're too drunk. You're too drunk to realize it until you feel the wet. You start feeling the wet going down your leg, going like, "What the hell?"
On both sides.
Yeah, but if you think about it, do you think they didn't know, or do you think they were ribbing you at the process and doing it on purpose?
That's part of ribbing the young guy. That was part of ribbing the young guy. That was it. That's part of when you were back in the day. If you were a green kid learning the business, they had no mercy.
Yeah, all I gotta say is hopefully you weren't wearing socks that day. So I mean
just kick it off. Just flake it off.
Uh,
oh my gosh, man, that is fantastic. So man, well, like I said, I mean, we could talk more here, and I know that it's your time is valuable, and but we will definitely catch up here. Like I said, we're going to be at here as well. I mean, we're going to be mainly there on Saturday, but we always invite everybody just to come and walk up, and just kind of greet us. Say hi, and like I said, we'll be there out in the open. We'll be doing a live broadcast that starting late morning, going into mid afternoon on Saturday the 18th, and we love to have anybody that's coming down just to stop by and say hi at our booth. And yeah, I mean, we're just like I said, we're excited to see. I'm excited to see a lot of people there,
Oh,
especially.
yeah, I can't wait for it again. It was a fun time last year. It's going to be a blast this year.
you guys kept me up past my bedtime.
Sorry,
Yeah.
Mr. Manning.
Now you guys,
Yeah, I know.
I'm gonna have to punish you guys.
Well, according to GQ, I was supposed to get smacked by a big Texan, but I'll take a chow from you instead.
Why not both?
Yeah.
Whatever, GQ.
Yeah.
I'll take my lickings if I want to be in this business still. I'll take my lickings.
Yeah. But man, Manny, I appreciate you joining us here tonight. And once again, we'll see you once again. It's the SICW Fan Fest 2, May 17th and 18th. Make sure you're stopping by to see the Raging Bull Manny Fernandez on Saturday. And like I said, make sure you go to sicw.org in regards to your passes, and also to still make hotel reservations. So make sure you're on that sicw.org for that. So Manny, it's been a pleasure, sir. We do appreciate you coming on here tonight, and we thank you. And we'll see you here in about 4 weeks, huh?
All right, buddy. Y'all take care. Good night.
You go tuck into bed, bud.
Thank you very much, Manny. All right. All right, guys. So let's go ahead here. Yeah, that was some fun stuff here. So let's see here. Yeah, so that was definitely some fantastic banter.
And Mr. Herb, thank you too. So
yes,
take your applaud too, sir.
Yeah, it was. Yes, definitely thank you to Herb Simmons, who passed off the information to me and tried to make this work, and of course also to Manny to be willingly to take this on, because like I say, he's in the same time zone as we are, and you know, guys at that age, you know, we kind of treasure our sleep, you know, at this point in time.
What are you talking about? I'm half your guys' age and I still treasure my sleep.
Well, I mean, so I know you can stay up some nights, gaming, and then
he has to sleep because he's worn out, though. So
And then the next, dude, I'm sorry about last week. I really am. I was.
No, man, no, because I ran you through the gill.
I was sick Friday.
Yep.
did it Saturday. 10 hours with 2.5 myself, 3 with that beautiful man and his beautiful family, and then back. Well, 6 back actually with you guys, and then it was. Sunday was not fun.
No, I imagine. How do you think I felt? Because I still can't.
You're beat up.
When you go down to Arkansas for one night and then you come back the same night, and you're trying to promote the show, and then you also got to wrestle, and then, oh man,
that dirty Danny Ice can't even stay in the chat either. He can't even come in the chat. He did him so dirty.
Oh yeah, I know. He
punched you with that chain.
Well, he's afraid of water, so that's why he doesn't bathe or anything. He's old. He has to get sponge baths from the nurses at the home, so.
He's dirty because that's all he played with when he was a kid, because that's all they had was dirt. There you go. I want to stop taking my pot shots here, guys. We've actually got a very short upcoming shows reel here. It's about 2 minutes. When we come back, we're going to have our second half of our show, kind of reviewing maybe a couple things that happened this past weekend. And then we're going to roll right into the big headlines coming across wrestling. And then, of course, right now, AEW Dynasty is on. It's just actually emanating live from St. Louis. And I know somebody, a certain friend, compadre of ours, GQ, actually got comp tickets to go down there. So think of a guy who could control reverb. That's all I'm going to say. All right, guys. We got our show.
So glad I didn't chase around this week, and then.
Yeah. All right, guys. So here comes the 2-minute reel. We'll be right back, and then we'll continue on with the rest of the show. So here we go. We'll be right back.
Check out these great shows and appearances coming to a city near you. Saturday, April 27th, IWA Productions returns to the IWA Event Center located at 521 Perkins Street in Mount Vernon, Illinois, as they present Spring Fever. Tag Team Champions The Freak Show, Women's Champion TT the Island Girl, Cruiserweight Champion Logan Ridge, and new Heavyweight Champion Chris Cade are scheduled to be in action. Doors open at 6 p.m. with a bell time of 7 p.m. Door ticket prices are $12 for front row and $7 for general admission. Save $2 by purchasing them in advance at the Ringside Buffet. We'll see you there. Saturday, April 27th, New Breed Wrestling returns to the Liberty Park Convention Hall located at 1500 West 3rd Street in Sedalia, Missouri. Heavyweight champ Nothing Neater Derek Teeter, television champion Frodo the Ghost, Tag Team Champions Big Joe Helms and Tyler Bodine are scheduled to be in action. Ticket price is $25 for VIP. General admission is $13. Kids 7 to 12 are $5. For more information on the event, visit facebook.com/newbreedmo. Saturday, May 4th, World League Wrestling comes to the Harley Race Arena located at 198 Cherry Blossom Way in Troy, Missouri, as they present Destined for Greatness. WLW Heavyweight Champion Superstar Steve Fender, Leland Reyes, Cameron Brené, and many more stars are scheduled to be in action. Doors open at 6 p.m. and bell time is at 7 p.m. For information on ticket pricing and availability and to purchase tickets in advance, visit harleyrace.com. Saturday, May 4th, Southern Illinois Championship Wrestling comes back to the Belle Claire Fairgrounds in Belleville, Illinois. Doors open at 6 p.m. with a bell time of 7 p.m. Your main event of the evening is a rematch for the SICW Tag Team Championship as the Top Guns answer the challenge of the LA Hustlers. Reserve your seats for this great event by going to sicw.org or by calling 618-286-4848. Also, keep your ticket stub for this show to attend the SICW All-Star Wrestling Show tapings located at 823 State Street in East Carondelet, Illinois the following day on Sunday, May 5th. Tapings start at noon. Remember, fans, without you in the seats, there is no wrestling. Make sure you make plans to attend these shows, and we'll see you at ringside.
All right, yeah. So just kind of a short amount of shows coming up here, but we are going to have more, of course, lined up for next week. And yeah, so telling you, we've got quite a bit lined up here for you in these upcoming weeks. And of course, we're going to be promoting more with the SACW Fan Fest. We might even have a video reel for that upcoming. So yeah. Just a lot to look forward to. So let's see here. Hold on, guys.
We've had stories before about people getting pissed off but never pissed on.
There.
That's true.
Yeah. Yeah. What happened to your jacket?
Oh, I took it off. I'm relaxing now.
Oh, okay. Yes, and you're not working.
Oh, yeah.
Now?
As I said earlier, actually, I'm in the working together with a couple of local companies, Toys of Our Youth and Six from the Bigs, on a project working with Ari Lehman, who played the boy in the lake in the first Jason Friday the 13th movie. He was the first Jason. He's going to be in town doing a show because he also has a band and everything. So we're designing trading cards for him.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
That's cool.
That's pretty cool. Wow. Yeah. So, yeah. Sorry, guys. I'm trying to get something around here, but man, how did you how'd you guys like our guest of the evening? That was pretty.
Oh, man, it was fun. Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah. I mean,
good guest. Good. Kane. What's your name drop?
I mean, I'm sure he's had more stories, but like I said, we can only get so much in an hour, and we just want to make sure we're.
Of all the weeks that you watch this show, you're really going to come watch it now, and you never watch it any other time.
Who?
Dale.
Who?
Look over there in the chat.
Oh yeah. What? Yeah, I watch you guys apparently, but then when I start hearing all of your guys' jokes, I'm gonna have to stop listening because you guys are growing too much corn during your show.
No, it's not corn. It's called Peeps.
No, what?
That's nasty. I don't know why you still got that.
He's the one who did it. He ate it.
Someone's about ready to get a pink slip here in a minute. So,
fire me. I could take the vacation and just keep working.
You take more vacations than any of us. What are you talking about? Like you need another one. Good God. So, there you go. At least somebody see Manny.
No, his name's not Rick. That's called Zach. That's Zmiz.
He's talking about.
He knows who he's talking about.
Nobody likes him. No.
Yeah, right. That's right. Yeah, nobody likes me at all. Right. Okay. So how about we get to this here? We're going to be getting into, I think we missed the last week, but hey, we're going to get to it this week. And that is, of course, do I have it ready? Of course I got it ready. Here we go. We got it ready. Here we go.
You got it ready?
We're going to go old school on here. Why not? There we go. Wrestling's Gold Memes, everybody. That's what we got for you this week. And got some fun ones here for you this week. Something a little break the ice, break the monotony here. Young Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns. You want to know what they were like back in the day?
Oh,
I already know.
There you go. That's what.
Oh, come on.
So good. So good. So good.
You didn't know they were sacking AC? That's the rule. There you go.
And no, Cody's wife is not Lisa Turtle. Just saying.
Oh, wow.
Oh,
That's funny. That
is funny. Our next one, and we'll talk about them later, but another trait that runs through the bloodline. That's right. IBS.
No.
You didn't know? Hey, that's kind of
It looks like Roman just wants to say, "Hey, you too."
looking at Rock.
Push. Breathe.
Oh my gosh. No, my gosh. Moving on to our next one here. You may like this one here, Zach. We're doing a whole Simpson replacement here with good old Jack Perry. He's like, Punk, I got myself on the real glass again. Oh, and then of course, what happens after that? That's right. We get a little bit of a choke here. Which, by the way, the match between FTR and the Young Bucks are going on right now, and I forgot who commented on which timeline, but they're asking what are we looking forward to tonight on tonight's pay-per-view, and I said, I'm looking for the Young Bucks to take a dive off the ladder and go through a real pane of glass. So,
Wow. Wow.
I mean, why not? I mean, they can do it on pay-per-views, right?
Sure.
Sure. Of course,
Not in
why
this
not?
state, they can't. You know better than that.
Right. Well, yeah, right. Yeah. Yeah, it is Missouri, so true. Let's see. Oh, yeah. We're not sure that spot on the ceiling is a spider or not, and it starts moving.
The best part is I can see this interview because he was like this the whole time, talking and stuff.
Okay, pop quiz. Who do you think had? Or let's take a vote. Who had the most unique interviews? Was it Macho Man or Warrior?
Well, I would say Macho Man because he got creative more with.
I gotta say Macho Man too because it flowed better. Like it wasn't just like the Warriors are coming down for the stars. There was actual consistency to Macho Man, even though it was ludicrous. Does it make sense?
Yeah. I mean, I get it. I mean, but no, the cream of the crop promo.
Oh,
I mean, come on, man. I mean that's gold right there. That's gold all day, and even 20 years down the line, it's gonna be gold. So,
still quoted to this day. So,
oh yeah, absolutely, it's still gold to this day. So I'm saying 20 years from now,
how many Warrior promos are still quoted to this day?
Other than his last one. But,
oh, come on now.
But seriously, no, that's what people remember him by because of what happened the next day. I mean, seriously.
It was a good promo, though.
It was. I mean, it was. It was a very good promo. So that's why I said it.
Which, by the way, I know it was a meme that was sent to him and everything that somebody saw, but I've been trying to find the Manny Fernandez and John Cena Xbox cover. I'm still trying.
Oh, yeah. If you do, yeah. Get that put up in case you do that. Yeah. So Why are you doing that?
Screw you! I'm getting it signed next month.
Yeah, get a good print of that. So, oh Jesus, Bucks win. Oh, anyway,
Stupid.
yeah.
For one, it should have. It. Neither one of them should have been.
Oh, then
freaking
Jack
match.
Perry interferes. Oh, well, there we go. See, that's the reason I ain't.
It's a way to bury FTR and come out on top.
Yeah.
Says they couldn't do it one way, they're doing it
So
another way.
they're rebuilding the Elite with Jack Perry, Rainmaker, and the Young Bucks. I'm okay with this. Maybe this will work. Let's keep going.
Yeah, let's keep going. Yeah, because our last one's in parts. So, and you may have an idea what I'm talking about here, Zach. So,
okay.
Show me a real Canadian destroyer. Like that, correct?
No, the real one.
I said a real Canadian destroyer. Then you get perfection.
Perfect. So good. Screw you, Goldberg.
You know what's funny is there's somebody watching the show right now that's friends with both of them, and I don't know which way you would take on that joke.
Well, I mean, Hitman's blaming. That's the blame. He's going that route. So
That's funny. I don't care.
Oh, sure. So, oh my gosh. So that's our gold means for this week. But we are going to move on here to our discussion, which is next. So tomorrow night. Oh, actually,
Yes.
no. Hold on.
What is it?
But before we do that, last night, Herman, Missouri, history made at ACW. So we have a new ACW World Champion, which is Marvelous Mark Morgan. Apparently, Xavier Frost was fired.
He's out of here.
He's out for whatever circumstances I'm not sure of. And not only that, the ladies champion, Judy Azul, is nowhere to be found. So that title's about ready to be vacated if she doesn't respond within the next 30 days. Or I'm sorry. Yeah, the next 30 days. So that may be vacated. Actually, no, I think she's given 3 weeks, but whatever. But if she's not at the Raleigh show May 18th, then for ACW, then there's something going to be done about that. And then, yeah, so this is Battle Royal. And guys, I was in the Final Four. So
Nice.
I almost got that title again. And
Yeah, but you're still allergic to battle royales, we've learned.
And what it was funny because me and Stryker were working to get Brian James out, and somehow Brian got a hold of both of our heads and pulled as we were pulling him over. He grabbed us and pulled us over, so all three of us went over at the same time, hitting the floor, and Mark was left. So
it's all James's fault then.
yeah, it's Brian James. Yeah, and those two are in cahoots.
So,
but
let's see.
Yeah. They've been friends for a while now. And that Brian James, still looking so good at his age for no reason.
Let's get this straight. So Azul is nowhere to be found, and your meal ticket was fired. So you need better work now, apparently, huh?
I need better work. No,
your big meal ticket. Xavier Frost or whatever got fired. So what are you going to do?
Well, that's all right. No, we just got to, like I said,
do you not know who you're talking to?
Get into the camp, Hey, the Zero Tolerance is still tag champs. Striker and Roadblock. It's okay. See? I mean, it's just that we had a very strong ticket with everybody and with all the titles in the camp, so to speak. And now, 2 out of 3 are gone. So, but we'll kind of discuss that down the road because they got a show coming up, and but otherwise, congratulations to Mark Morgan because he wasn't really a factor into the end. He was just
Oh, he was a big factor in the end.
Yeah, he wasn't even involved with us getting tossed out. He was just laid out in the ring.
He reaped the benefits of all you guys falling over the top rope.
He just got lucky. That's all. He just got lucky. So, I think something was going on there, but I digress. So now we're going to go to our headline.
You notice they were quiet during Manny's interview. Now they're all.
Yeah, they are just all out, just wandering around. I'm sorry, I got kittens.
They're like, Dad, is Manny done? Can we talk?
That's funny. So, major headline here.
Poor mommy.
Yeah, poor mommy. Rhea Ripley had to vacate the title due to injury. That was announced last week on Raw. And they are crowning a new women's world champion tomorrow night. Apparently, there's going to be a huge battle royal. I would imagine that would be the main event of Raw. And I don't know. I don't know where to go with this because I'm hearing, so, we always do like the whole sidearm booking thing. And there's a picture I saw, and I wish would have found that picture and kind of showed Z here. But what if this is all an inside ploy to get Rhea out for a while, and then Liv Morgan moves in place of Rhea Ripley in the Judgment Day?
Wait, what?
Yeah, like this whole revenge tour, taking everything away from Rhea, even going into her place in the Judgment Day eventually.
Okay, so like you just totally fudged everything up in my plan book and what I was like, because I was actually going to put the belt on somebody that I don't want to see the belt on, and it's not Becky Lynch.
Nia Jax.
100% Nia Jax.
Oh God, why though?
Because it's a good way for Rhea to come back destructive. Plus, we have the draft coming up in 2 weeks now.
Yeah.
So we have the draft. We have Jade Cargill can go another place. There's so many things that we can shift up, right? So we're at a point where we can shift a lot up. Mommy, unfortunately, has to go sit on the sideline, and we all have to be sad little children and wait for our mommy to come back because mommy knows best. And that's all we need to know is once she's back in title picture, she gets her belt back, please. But now I'm kind of okay with the Liv Morgan idea. I don't want to see Liv. I don't want to see Becky, and I don't want to see Nia Jax. But Nia seems like the best option right now for me because we had such a strong, dominant female champion. Why not put it on another dominant person for the time being and let them clash and then do another Rhea and Nia's match at the pay-per-view before Elimination Chamber really wasn't a bad match. Like Rhea looked strong, Nia looked good, so I'd be okay with another bout with them, but I'm looking forward to more of the Jade Cargill potentially being champion and taking it from Nia. So that's why I was leaning into Nia, but I'm with you if we go full in on Liv. If we go full on Liv, where Liv tries to take her spot at the Judgment Day, gets in with Dirty Dom somehow because he's already trying to recruit whoever he wants to recruit. I'm with it. I'm down with that.
Right.
And despite the fact that Liv really looks good in purple to begin with, I mean, let's look at this for a second here.
No.
Look at the look. That is more the sinister look that would fit in with some of the other Judgment Day than what Rhea does. She's her own thing. I'm not saying that she doesn't have a mean look, the evil look.
Rhea is Judgment Day.
That's too much purple. So
yeah, Rhea is Judgment Day.
Yeah,
Judgment Day should revolve around Rhea, and it always should have been that way. And the dynamics between her and Damian Priest that we're not going to get now kind of upsets me because I was really hoping for them two to really have a power struggle base. If you do it where Damian Priest brings Liv in, and then Mommy's like, "What the hell?" I could see it, and I'm all for it. I'm with the idea and the premise behind it. Tell the story. Let's make it happen. But I don't know. Judgment Day does not feel the same without Mommy for me. I can't wait to see what they do with Judgment Day. So I'm still a big backer of the group. So I'd like to see Finn become darker.
The cats agree with you too. So
I'd like to see Finn become darker.
Yeah. So
I knew I was going to upset Skylar with that thing. Keep Nia away from it. I know, Skylar. I know, bro. But really, do you want Becky Lynch there? Jan Fest herself?
Oh my gosh.
There's 4 people in that match that they've shown that are worthy of holding the belt right now, and one of them's not going to happen whatsoever. The top 3 are Nia, Becky, and Liv Morgan. The wild card would be the Ace of Spades herself, Shayna Baszler. Put it on Shayna Baszler. Amazing, amazing woman in the ring. Awesome character when developed correctly and pushed correctly. Shayna's not getting the love that she deserves now as a competitor. But those are your 4 real big hitters in that match. Those are the ones that are walking out that title.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. But think about it though. It's a revenge tour. She's mostly dressed in black, and she's going to find a way. I mean, she seems more determined to be a crap starter, if you know what I mean. So she can manipulate. Liv's got the way to manipulate anything in there to get underneath Rhea's skin.
I like it.
And yeah, and also because there's another point I was going here with this. I mean, I don't know. I mean, if I had something, it's pretty bad. I had a good idea, but then I lost it. That's pretty bad.
But come back.
Yeah, and I needed to. Yeah, but no, but Shayna though, yeah, she would have been good, but like I said, she's not getting pushed as much, and like I said, Liv just seems to be more determined to, just kind of mess things up, and yeah. Well, I mean, if I can remember what the hell I was going to say, then I guess I'll come back and say it. But no, tomorrow night is going to be, it's definitely going to be a good main event. So either way, but I really, yeah. And like I said, I agree with your point here, Z. There's really nobody I could really think that who would carry the title right now or who they're really pushing. But either way, I don't think I'm going to be happy with the result.
My thought problem behind it is like we literally have the draft right around the corner. Like legitimately, Raw happens, we crown the new champion. Friday night, we're starting the draft.
Right.
So, like,
right.
Does it make sense to put the belt on Liv right now? If that happens, Liv staying on Raw. Like,
right.
They're not switching the titles. I highly doubt they switch the titles during the draft this year. Whatsoever. So whoever has titles are staying on the respective brands as you see them. Just clarifying that right now.
Yeah. So that one thing I just thought of it. One thought here is, well, Rhea's gone. If Judgment Day is really, really as strong as no one really likes him, but Mommy comes back, she's loved. Okay, she's really loved. That may force it with Liv taking over everything, and then they may turn against her, forcing Rhea to go back as somebody that as a face. So
I'm for it. Let's make it happen.
And then, like you said, then Dom may choose Liv over her and everything else for them being so gone they don't interact or whatever. So there's so much you could do there, but that could be something that could be potential down the road for that. So our next one here that we're going to talk about is this. So who's in real control of the bloodline? These past couple of weeks, this is just so odd. If you've seen back on SmackDown, I mean, really, since Toma Tonga came on, and basically he's been a total badass. Of course, son of Haku, you better be a badass.
Mm-hmm.
And just Solo just calling the shots, just Heyman just kind of wondering what the hell is going on. I mean, so I guess really the question is you think Roman's just two-facing Heyman and just telling Heyman what he wants, and then actually giving these guys separate orders? So you think these guys are pulling rank and don't give a damn what Roman has to say? I
don't. Who got the pin on night one? Was it Rock? Got the pin, right?
Rock got the pin.
Rock
pinned Cody on night one.
So Rock pinned Cody on night one. I'm leaning to Rock's pulling the strings and Solo is Rock's hitman right now. That's where my mind automatically goes. So I believe the Rock is sending orders to Solo. Solo's taking out baggage. And the only time it's going to tell is when Roman comes back. And a Roman versus Solo match has me very intrigued.
It's something that may happen. And like I said, just because I don't think, like I said, I don't. I almost think that Roman is not in control, but I really hope that it's something that is not what lead me to believe with that. As far as who's in real control of the bloodline, because
Are you expecting it to be Civil War where Roman, the Usos, Solo, Tamatonga, and The Rock? Is that where you think it's going? Because that's where I think it's going.
here's what I'm thinking. Okay, Rock had already said that when he's got time, he's coming back for Cody, so he's got no time for that.
Okay.
So these past weeks you've been talking, one piece is missing in all of that, and that's Jacob Fatu.
Yes, and he's going to be under Solo. Please let it happen.
We're talking Solo. We're on one side Solo, Tama, and Jacob Fatu.
Roman and the Usos.
I guess Roman and the Usos. Bloodline Civil War 2.0. So
I am so here for it. I am so here for it.
That so could happen, and if that happens, I mean that's still going to be a hot ticket no matter what. So,
well, the nice thing about what WWE is doing right now is like Tamatonga is legitimately coming in looking like a badass. Like this dude, they've been talking about his work in Japan on the things. Corey Graves and Wade Barrett has done a wonderful job painting this picture of who he is. And if the fans aren't paying attention to him, that's their own damn fault. They don't understand who Tamatonga is. Like
Exactly.
because they have done such a beautiful job of painting this brutal picture of this man and making him seem more threatening than maybe he is, you know? And the fact that he is coming out making Kevin Owens bleed at the beginning, you know, they're beating him down. Like, that stuff is just crazy what they're doing with him right now. And the fact that Solo looks so powerful and menacing as the head and the controller of Tonga, this has so much potential on it. It's not funny.
oh, I know. It's, it's just. I mean, I'm so looking forward to if this happens. That's definitely.
Did you freeze?
Definitely something that I would definitely would love to see. That's for sure.
Oh yeah, 100%, 100%.
Absolutely. So, I don't know.
Skylar's gonna like this one.
What's that?
The next topic that we have.
Oh yes. And then we'll. I think I may have a call an audible before we do the last one. But yeah, let's go ahead and get to the last one. He's gonna
get to the next one. Yeah, he's gonna love this one.
Yeah,
this was for you, Skylar.
Yeah, this one's here. Let's see. Well, let me get my photos ready. Yeah, okay. There you go. Teenage Rebellion is broken. That's right. But what happened here? We lost GQ?
We lost GQ. That's all right.
Okay.
So Matt Hardy makes his return as the Broken One himself to TNA, and I am so with this. There's a lot of people. Okay, so we were talking about this today at work, going back and forth. They're like, well, then that leaves Matt Hardy out as the 5. Matt Hardy has went on to Twitter or X. Okay, I'm gonna bring it up right now. I'm gonna see if I can find it here real quick. Matt Hardy went on to X earlier today. Where is it? There it is. Stating he's a free agent still. Okay? It's not up there anymore. I can't find it. I'm not going to dig.
Yeah.
But he stated that he's actually still a free agent. Okay? Go back and rewatch that video. Okay? I have been pushing for it. I have been making noise about it that I think WWE and TNA are in cahoots. In some form or fashion, they are working together on something. things just are not adding up. Like it reminds me of back in the 90s, right? And we were watching ECW, and there's certain WWE guys that started to appear on ECW, right?
Right.
and then vice versa, there was ECW guys that were starting to like show up. Now we haven't seen any of that jump up besides Jordan Grace and the Royal Rumble, but I am very big believer that something big is happening with those two companies. The video package, when Matt came out first, right? The stuff, the flickering, it had the same logo and a certain QR code that we'll talk about later. So yeah. There's things that are stating that like potentially Matt Hardy's going to be back in WWE, but for this time being, if he's just in TNA, I'm all for it. I am happy. Skylar, I'm sorry right now. I am so sorry that you're going to hear this right now. I am happy to see the broken Matt Hardy gimmick back. I am happy to see Matt Hardy working in a spot of comfort because he was getting very not so happy in AEW supposedly from things and posts and whatnot. So to see him back in his element, I'm excited for it. And I made a statement on Facebook on We Talk Wrestling this past week. Is Matt Hardy, the wrestler, is not as valuable as Matt Hardy, the character. Okay? And wrestling fans, and you guys out there, my internet wrestling community, you got to start learning this and understanding that. Like, there's certain people that belong in the business in their spot just for the simple fact they tell a story that's beyond anything they can do in the wrestling ring. And that's how Matt Hardy is right now. He's there because the character is more appealing than the in-ring work. Not that Matt Hardy can't do in-ring work, in my opinion, but like there is a difference. And Matt, as the character, is going to really add things to TNA. And if it so happens that what we're going to talk about next here in a little bit does happen, he would make a perfect fifth member.
Yeah, absolutely. So hold on to that thought process here, because I'm actually calling an audible for our next one here, and let's go ahead and get this posted. That's right. How about this?
Yeah.
New WWE tag team. Oh, well, obviously, I mean, we saw the Raw. I didn't say that, but the reason I'm bringing this up here, okay? New WWE tag team championships. So obviously, the SmackDown and Raw brand titles are gone. World tag team titles are there. I'm sure there was good significance behind the centerpieces and all that for Raw. Wanted to bring this up because the reason why, I think these are the better looking set of belts.
And see, I'm against you.
Yeah.
I like the Raw tag team titles better. I like the World.
I mean,
I like these because they have the classic face, but like this picture right on, not the one above where Triple H and Nick Aldis are covering them, right? It looks like it's just stamped on. And I can't get over that. Where the actual world titles look like they have details.
Yeah, I mean, I get it. I get it. I just kind of like the shape of the I mean, obviously, I mean, when you look at these side medallions, where they have certain, certain curves and also, like I said, they can also put in the side medallion plates there, and I think you can on the other one too. But
both titles look are like way above what the old tag team titles were, the Raw and SmackDown ones, like so superior to the copper, penny title to,
like the old silver dollar now.
Oh God, they're so bad. So it's nice to see two tag team titles again that are like prestigious looking. They look like championships.
Yeah, they certainly do. Thank God the Spartan heads are gone.
Right. Thank baby Jesus.
Oh my gosh, they are gone. No, I mean these titles. I'm sorry. I mean, I know I'm a fan. Like, I guess I should get the world tag team titles up there.
It's okay. It's okay.
But but these, to me, like I said, they kind of bring. I think it. You remember when they first broke them up? When they had the world titles and WWE titles, when they broke up the brand,
right?
It feels like this is the shape, not exactly the. Yeah, not exactly that as far as not exactly the like the old school titles from like in the 80s and 90s and all that. So, but it's pretty much that. So, all right, I got this here. So give me 1 second, and I will get to show the other ones because I'll close this one out, and then I'll get the other ones up here momentarily.
I already got it, bro. Look at that. That's the world title. World tag team titles are on the screen now.
Oh, it is.
Yeah.
It is.
I was doing work behind this thing.
The work button, yeah, you're doing work in the background. Okay, gotcha.
I like I said, I like that the WWE tag team titles have the classic look, but this one I don't know. There's added layers to it, and I like the added layers. Like, it reminds me kind of what the old big gold belt used to be, and they brought that over to the tag team world. I think these are the better looking tag team titles. I really do.
Oh, I mean, now I got it pulled up here because look, I mean, what is that? I'm trying to figure out what creature it is on the side of the center logo.
It's a griffin. They're griffins on the side.
Oh, the griffins on the side. Okay.
Yeah.
And then, but I can't get over all those rhinestones that they.
And see, that's why I like it because it for me it's almost paying homage to the old world heavyweight title.
Yeah.
So for me, like having the combination of the two there is what I'm enjoying about it.
Okay. Yeah, I get it. But they both have their own unique look, and
100%.
Like I said, it takes a while. When I see this type of picture, though, instead of the way they're presented, it's like when you get a chance to look close up on them, it's like, oh, okay, now I can get it.
I will say I'm happy that all the titles don't look alike.
Oh heck yeah! I mean, obviously, thank God the W's are not that big, but
Yeah. Your issue with the W's not terrible.
But to take up the whole belt, you know what I'm saying? That's what I got. That's what I got problems with, But big W's, big deal. That's just me. I don't know. GQ, what do you think? What do you think about the belt?
I love the new design. Well, new and old redone designs. I mean, I really do love the new belts on it. It's a lot better than those copper pennies that they had for a while.
Oh yes.
So which one do you like better, the WWE Tag Team titles or the World? Be the deciding vote. Right now it's 1-1. Here's the World again, just so you can look.
No, I know. I like the World.
And what's your reasoning behind that? Because I know you're a belt guy.
Oh, hold on.
I'm not that big of one. I mean, Tyler.
We got to build suspense. We got to build suspense. Hold on.
You already said he liked the World. You're late. Light. No, good titles. I still have to say, Kyle is, I think, his name on We Talk Wrestling. Him and I are talking about it. TNA right now holds the best belts out there, in my opinion. Top to bottom. Top to bottom, TNA has the best looking titles.
Yep. Speaking of titles, quick update. It looks like here, and I'll keep looking, but looks like Swerve got the gold.
We already... Yeah. If they didn't do that, that was a terrible idea. I bet that match was killer, too. That's like the only match I was looking for. Well, no, I would have... The Daniel Will Ospreay match would have been pretty awesome.
Yep. Yeah, so, yeah. I really do. Both belts. So what did GQ pick?
He picked the World.
Ah, you would.
You lost.
You would. Yeah.
We still love you, buddy.
You guys wouldn't know anything good if it bit you in the butt. Anyway. Anyway, we're moving on because something that just can't be ignored.
Yeah.
And, did I close out the? I think I did.
Did you?
No, I didn't have anything for this one. So we're just gonna go and discuss here.
The QR codes.
Yes, exactly. So, both past weeks, random QR codes showing up on Raw and SmackDown. So, last time that was done,
He's coming back.
That was when Bray Wyatt was signifying his return. I don't know. There's a lot of rumors whether it just means straight up Uncle Howdy, or could there be a Wyatt 6?
Okay, so this last QR code mentioned something about the 5. The 5 saved.
Right.
And who are the 5 saved?
That was Alexa,
Matt
Hardy,
Braun
Strowman,
Eric Rowan.
Oh, wow.
And the 5th being Bo Dallas himself as Uncle Howdy.
Yeah, as Uncle Howdy. Yes. So
and that would have been the Wyatt 6.
Yeah, that would have been the Wyatt 6 if Bray was still here, of course.
That may not happen, though, with what happened on TNA, so...
Well, if you're here for the discussion...
You know what? You buy my friggin' stock in Spectrum and shush.
Yeah, go ahead, bud.
I mean, if you want... Okay, so Matt Hardy did state on Twitter that he is still a free agent. So he's working per diem right now, as far as we know as fans. So there is still an open window. And like I said, go back and watch that original video of like the guys walking out and stuff and the screen. There's imagery in there that correlates to the QR codes. Just throwing that out there.
Yeah. So I mean, when do you think they would pop this up? Because think of it this way: I don't think it's going to be anytime soon, and I would think they would need to do it at a pay-per-view, or, I would think so. Think about this: we got Backlash going to France in a couple weeks. You've got then the one after that, I believe, is Clash at the Castle in June in Scotland. That's the thing on June 15th. So when do you do it? You know, do you do it on the pay-per-view before SummerSlam? Do you do it at SummerSlam? Obviously this is going to take some time because Matt just appeared on Rebellion. And if Matt's going to be part of this, and that's another good question. Do you bring everybody in all at once, see? Or you bring people?
I think it's a slow burn thing.
Yeah.
If you're smart about it, I say we see Howdy or Bo sometime in SummerSlam. Okay? That's my personal, let's do this a slow burn, let it build up, let all the pieces get into place. They kind of have some of them already planning out, if probably in the background. I don't know. Once again, this is all speculation. So putting the pieces into play, I'm saying SummerSlam because it's the hottest thing in the summer. And that's going to set the foregrounds for what goes on the later part of the year, in my opinion. Right now, we're still focused on Cody winning the title, Damian Priest winning the title, what's going to happen to the women's world title, how is Bayley going to handle her title, what's going to happen with the bloodline. So there's already all these storylines leading into SummerSlam. We don't need Uncle Howdy or the Wyatt 5 or whatever it may be at this point, whatever story they're trying to tell quite yet. I really like the Easter eggs. I like the slow burn. That's what made Bray Wyatt so fun as a character, not only just as a wrestler, but as a character, was the slow burn, how they paced it out. I don't care what anyone says. I still think the pitch black match was actually fun and different and interesting. Like, there were certain things about him that made you rethink how professional wrestling had to be looked at and seen. And that's what made Bray such an invaluable part. And if Bo's going to continue that on, I think we have to play homage to what Bray started. So if we can't pay homage to what Bray started and do that slow burn and that slow trickle, then I don't think this character is going to develop 100% what it should be. I'm just happy that we're going to get it. I'm happy that we're going to see the story still told. I'm happy that we're going to see a Rotunda still on screen because I am a big fan of both of these gentlemen, and I think they're an amazing, amazing competitors. And once again, I've been $1 Million Man fan for so long time. So there's another Rotunda that I was a fan of, and that was IRS. So I'm perfectly ecstatic that we're going to see Bo continue on the family tradition right now and have this new canvas to paint. I'm so ready for it, and yeah, slow burn at SummerSlam.
Goodness gracious. Yeah, I mean, I'm telling you, it's, I just when I'm seeing these codes, and I mean to go back to try and watch it on a replay and then try to pause, and it's hard to pause, and it's like, oh my goodness. So, but at least I'm seeing these reports now that apparently, which you can actually see these reels on We Talk Wrestling, and I forget who's breaking these down. So I mean,
I really like that dude's breakdown of them.
Yeah, I mean, it's really awesome. So like I said, I know the reel I think was posted twice today on the page. So go back and look for it.
So May 4th they have Backlash. May 25th is the King and Queen of the Ring in Saudi Arabia.
Yeah, Saudi Arabia.
Then you have that Battlegrounds ain't gonna be nothing. Clash of the Castle is June 15th. Money in the Bank is July, and then we have SummerSlam. Yeah, SummerSlam. It has to be. It'd be Money in the Bank or SummerSlam. One of those two. This is where we'll see it.
Right.
Bash in Berlin. Let's go. That's a dope logo.
Oh yeah, well that's gonna be at the end of August. Yeah.
Yeah, I looked up the pay-per-view run list for the PLE run list.
Yeah. GQ, are you picking up on any of these codes at all? Any thoughts on this, or?
I think it's leading to that. I mean, remember they had a white rabbit that for the Bray, like you guys were saying, that you wouldn't have thought Bray at first with that.
No,
because even with the rabbit puppet that he had was gray. I mean, so you wouldn't have thought that and throwing people off, but it was cryptic enough to still lead to Bray, and it ended up going that way. So I can see it be this cryptic enough to go in that direction towards the Wyatt 6 or whatever,
Okay. Yeah,
I think it's a fun time to be a wrestling fan. That's what I think it is.
Well, I mean, like I said, we're technically really in a new era. I mean, Vince is never going to be in the picture again.
The Renaissance era of wrestling is here.
Yeah. So this has been the best it's been in quite a while. Mm-hmm. And whenever they're retiring the name Sports Entertainment, which thank God, please don't call it that again. I'm
even the cats agree that you can hear.
Yes. Thank you, Kitty. Appreciate it.
I'm sorry.
You're fine.
Yeah.
Remember, I've had mine climb up me during a show. Okay,
all of 6 of them are literally under my feet right now.
Wow. I'll tell you, yeah. So, I mean, there's just quite a bit happening. Like I said, this week where it's going to be. You kind of wonder. I don't know what to expect on SmackDown. I mean, obviously, in 2 weeks, about 2 weeks' time. AJ is going to get the shot at Cody. There's a lot of also speculation that AJ is going to be done before the end of this year. So, and he just saw his son's last baseball game because it's his son's senior year. So, I think AJ's really wanting to wind down, but he's going to go down and probably go down in the blaze, going for the top, but going down in the blaze of glory. No pun intended, when just it's the way it is. But yeah, so that's going to suck in a way. I mean, AJ's had a long, good career, at least near 30 years in the business. So, but we'll see what happens. we'll be interested to see. But by this time tomorrow, we're going to know who the new World Women's Champion is going to be, and we're probably going to have the discussion about that. But we will talk about that next week. We are going to have a guest next week. It's going to be affiliated with someone who's going to be coming down for the Fan Fest, I believe. But as soon as I know something, of course, we will be posting that show on our pages, and hopefully we'll be able to broadcast to the We Talk Wrestling page next week, because Meta is doing some changes today, starting tomorrow, to where we can't be easily broadcast to some certain pages or groups, I should say.
Remember when I told you
and
I was working on the one project, and that was actually a group instead of a page, and it was not letting me get into that. So,
oh boy, they're already throwing the kibosh, or they're already throwing the stick in the spokes, so to speak, making us trip.
Well, it's a lot better than StreamYard and Blog Talk Radio. Just saying.
I don't know. If StreamYard's not doing this, then StreamYard's going to be put at the top. So, I mean, I don't know. I think they're
it's better than Blog Talk Radio. We can always agree on that. So.
Oh, yeah. I'm sorry. Connecting two metal cans with a string is better than Blog Talk Radio. I'm telling you. That's you get a lot better reception from that. So. But no, that's all we got here for you this week, guys. We thank you very much for joining us. Once again, we'd like to thank the Raging Bull, Manny Fernandez, as our special guest in our first hour. If you missed that, go back and watch it. And, of course, a lot of good insight with Manny and some good conversation with that. Next week, of course, will be episode number 144. And as soon as we know who's going to be coming on for that show, we'll definitely let you guys know. And like I said, we're going to be running strong. And don't forget, once again, SICW.org. That's where you're going to get your tickets for the Fan Fest 2, hosted by SICW. And, of course, we're going to be there doing a live podcast on the 18th from, I think, tentatively, I would say from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. But we will see how that goes. And hopefully we'll have some stars stopping in. And hopefully have some big things planned for that day. So, until then, we'll just look forward to next week, and we'll keep counting down. And like I said, follow us, Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, at Falls Count everywhere, of course, on X at FCE Podcast. And we're going to get out of here for the night. So for the Gem City Mouse Zmiz and GQ, I am Rough Cut Rick Ruby. Once again, thanks for hanging out with us here tonight, and we'll see you next week, same time. And, of course, all of our same outlets. So have a good week, and we'll see you next Sunday. See you later. Thanks again for tuning into tonight's episode of the Falls Counts Everywhere podcast. Don't forget our friends at the following: Keeping It Cool with Tyler Cooley, the Squared Ring podcast, and We Talk Wrestling. The Falls Counts Everywhere podcast is an LTX Enterprises production.